Guys, welcome to our MTV set here at Comic-Con. It's great to see you both.
We're so excited to be here. Thank you.
I'm thrilled to have you guys because this one has been at or near the top of my list of must-see films. It's a project with a lot of attention on it. It's a property that people love, a character we've been waiting to see portrayed in this way in the big screen. Just talk to me about, I guess, the attention that has been on this property, and does it feel like this is kind of like the moment where you get to see the fans and see how they're going to react? Is it a moment you've been looking forward to?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's no better place than here to kind of birth the movie, if you would. Like, we've been working on it for so long and been working so hard and have created something that I think we're very, very proud of. And this is who we made it for. This is the audience that we are excited to see the footage that we're going to present. And that's why we made the film, was because we're passionate about the character and the world, and to get to bring it to the audience that loves it most and to present it couldn't be more exciting.
Riz, are you the audience out there as well as a participant in this film, or would you be as psyched about a Venom film?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think for me, the thing that sets this film apart, and the thing that would make me, a massive fan of this film if I wasn't in it, is it just feels a little dark. It just feels, it's just set itself apart a little bit. Venom is normally an anti-hero, and to have an anti-hero in the lead in that way, I think it just differentiates it in a really important and enticing way from the other superhero movies out there, because there are so many. I think you have to come with something different. I think that's something that Ruben is able to do with, he's so good at kind of walking that fine line between that darker tone and that comic tone. And so, yeah.
So yeah, let's talk a little bit about that, because you're getting at something that's interesting. And I think when this project was announced and the casting started to be announced, we kind of everybody really perked up, because when you get someone like Tom Hardy, who just goes all out in every role he does, and then you add folks like Michelle and Riz and this amazing ensemble. Tell me what you were going for in terms of what's the cast of characters you're trying to establish, what's the vibe you're trying to establish in this collection?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the Eddie Brock Venom dynamic is unique within the comics, because most of the times a superhero is one person. He might be a person who gets bit by a spider and imbued with powers, or another version is he comes from outer space and he becomes an alien on our planet and he has superpowers. This is completely unique because it's about the relationship between two different wholes becoming one. So there's Eddie Brock and then the symbiote, and they unite to form Venom. And so that's just a distinctive relationship within the whole comic book canon. And to cast somebody like Tom Hardy, who brings so much complexity and interest and menace to everything that he's done, to play that unique dynamic, and especially in something tonally darker like this movie, where you have a vicious, violent, brain-eating, alien, to have Tom Hardy occupy those roles and to bring so much complexity to that duality, that Jekyll and Hyde relationship, it just elevates it to a whole nother level. And then when you add to it people like Riz, who I've been a huge fan of for so long, Michelle, who I've been... a little known fact is I worked on Dawson's Creek as a PA. That was my first ever job in Hollywood. And so to get to bring it full circle 20 years later and get to work with her in this capacity is really amazing. And yeah, it's just been a dream come true every step of the way.
Yeah, there's been some talk that if there is source material you guys are leaning on, it might be Lethal Protector. Is that apt? Is that something that you pointed some of your actors to take a look at?
Yeah, I mean, the Venom canon is large, and so we tried to, within the scripting process, kind of choose a lane, if you will. And there were some unique challenges that I won't get into detail about in terms of realizing this version of the Venom film. But the Lethal Protector is set in San Francisco, where we set our movie. It's a Venom first series. I mean, Spider-Man does appear in it, but it's a largely Venom-driven story. And then we pulled from a bunch of different comics to try. I mean, in making the movie, I felt a responsibility to try and be as authentic to the comics as I possibly could, given certain limitations.
Yeah.
And I feel like we've done a good job, especially tonally, just because I think that's what resonates most about Venom. Disregarding the specifics, it's really about his character. And when you think about who he is and the relationship between he and Eddie, that's what we honed in and focused upon.
What about you? What are you zeroing in on? What are you drawing upon for your character? Is it script? Is it Ruben? Is it source
Mainly
material?
Dawson's Creek. Mainly.
Little known fact: Riz is the
I'm
biggest
really
Dawson's Creek fan.
I'm playing the Creek.
It's a different way to go.
Yeah.
But I mean, with the
I
creation
don't
of his
think we've
character,
seen that before.
Finally.
something tells me you'd be a huge Pacey fan.
Team Pacey all the way.
But you know, with the Life Foundation and Carlton Drake, you know, that's something from the comics where we really tried to identify a good villain for the film. And Riz, you know, I think you had a real strong perspective on what you brought to the character and what his point of view is.
Well, I mean, I think something we were speaking about is that, you know, no one thinks that they're the bad guy in their own mind. They think they're doing the right thing. And to be honest, I still would, you know, go to bat for Carlton Drake even now as a fan of the film, as, you know, someone watching the film, because he is someone who's trying to ensure a future for humanity, and he's looking at the big picture. And sometimes when you see that, take that God's eye view, then individual lives start to be less significant if you're trying to fight for a future of humanity at large. So he's trying to do that, you know, and I guess his ethics run into conflict with mainstream ethics.
Right.
Yeah,
He's
he's just ahead of the curve.
He's
ahead
just
of his
kinda,
time.
Let's cut him some slack.
Yeah,
it always takes
everyone needs to
innovation, like,
catch up.
yeah.
Exactly.
You got to
Thank
break a
you.
few eggs if you're going to make an omelet.
Right, exactly. Or try to murder a anti-hero. It's like, exactly, same
Thank
difference. I'm on your side, man. Only because
better
Tom
be.
isn't here.
Yeah.
If Tom was here, it would be a totally different story, to be honest. I'm curious, you know, like there's so much talk about the rights issues and, you know, the Spider-Man universe and the MCU and all this stuff. Is there one thing, like, if it was all one blend and you could, like, take from any portion, is there anything that you wish you could kind of put into this one that you weren't able to from a legal perspective?
I feel like we did a really great version of this movie, so I wouldn't. There's not much I would change about it because I think it's really satisfying in and of itself.
Yeah.
But I am excited to answer that question in a real way. I mean, the most iconic relationship is Venom and Spider-Man, obviously, and so one can only imagine what that conflict would, or that confrontation would be like, that epic battle between these two.
Right.
And so in future movies, or who knows when, I'm not going to say,
Right.
we might get to see that. I couldn't be more excited about bringing them together.
So can you even say, are there references to Peter Parker, Spider-Man in this
I mean,
film?
you'll just have to see the movie, I guess.
It's more incentive to wait and see the movie, I suppose, right? And what about rating-wise? Where did you guys figure out?
The movie is at present unrated. And, you know, we've pushed the envelope as far as we can with the superhero movies, so it's up to the ratings board to let us know where we end up.
Yeah.
But I know that in order to be true to Venom, that we had to take it to the hilt. And so we did. And it's, I think, distinctive among superhero movies in terms of its violence. And I mean, as a huge fan of The Dark Knight and other movies, like, there's a way to have a grounded, gritty, hardcore, intense film.
Right.
But we haven't been rated yet.
Yeah. Well, I mean, how aware are you of, like, fans and sort of what they talk about in terms of on social media and that kind of thing? And are you reactive to that at all? As the first trailer hit and the second trailer, et cetera, do you pay attention to that? And is it important to you? I mean, you've shot your part. There's nothing more you can do. But, like, is it helpful for you even in the edit room to, like, know, like, how people are accepting your vision of the film?
Well, I can say I've been really proud of the fact that it seems like people are responding to the trailer. Like, the trailer got a ton of views, which to me just confirmed the fact that there's a real appetite for this film. And so that puts upon me a greater responsibility to deliver a movie that people are going to be excited about. And so I just hope that they like what we've made, but I'm very proud of it. And I think they'll be blown away by Riz's performance, by Tom's performance, by Michelle's performance. And the way that Venom has come to life in this film is completely unique and exciting. And the footage we're going to show tonight in Hall H, I just am excited to get the reaction to it because I think it's pretty kick-ass.
I'm curious for you, working opposite. You've worked with some amazing talents already in your career, but working opposite, again, Tom, who's a whole unique performer, and what he brings to, I'm sure, Eddie and Venom is special. What do you recall about sort of the time you had on set with him in terms of going toe-to-toe with a guy like Tom Hardy?
No, I've known Tom for many, many years
Yeah.
from London and also a little bit from music. And
Tom Hardy appeared in a music video.
What? There's so many revelations here today. You're just dropping one
Yeah.
after another.
yeah, I remember when I recorded my first ever track, we had just booked a job together. It was like a weird little a moment within a moment in a reality TV show where they bring in actors to read scripts that these writers are putting forward to try and get a show on Broadway.
Yeah.
It was this whole surreal thing. And I played in my first track and he was like really encouraging and we were like, you know, just rapping back and forth and stuff like that. So I've known him for a while. And I think that Tom, quite honestly, I think he's crazy in the best possible way.
Right. No, I got you.
Like
totally.
he's the best
Yeah.
possible kind of crazy.
Eccentric
which is that, like,
for a good cause.
no, which is that he's like, listen, I don't want to compromise in trying to
Yeah.
make this as good as possible. And like you said, he goes all out.
Yeah.
You know, he's dedicated, he's focused, he's very, very disciplined. And I find that really inspiring to be around. And so it was cool, man. It
Yeah.
was fun, to be honest.
Were you one of his MySpace friends way back when? Have you ever seen his MySpace page?
Yes, it was him, but he was pissed because the other Tom, the original Tom from MySpace,
Right.
is a closer friend.
Oh,
than
he's
him.
one of your top 6 or whatever it was.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He wasn't in my top 5.
Fair enough. Is he like, you know, this gets thrown out around a lot, the method thing. Is he that on a set like this?
He did become an alien on set and started biting people's heads off.
Wow,
It was
that might be a little
intense.
too intense.
It caused union issues.
Yeah,
we
that's
got through it. Good lawyers at Sony. Shout out Sony lawyers.
Yeah, they've got the best. You have to when Tom's around playing an alien symbiote, right? But no, I mean, is he kind of like bringing Eddie on and off
I mean,
camera?
I wouldn't say method. No, I think he keeps it pretty loose, like generally speaking. But when it comes, like Riz said, he's really focused. So when it comes time to do the work, he brings the performance, and that's the most exciting thing as a director, to be sitting behind the monitors and watching these, these scenes that you've been picturing in your head and you've read, know, for months. When he brings it to life, it just transcends and gets to this another level, and it's exciting.
Is there, it sounds like you love your character in this one, but is there another character in this film that would, just in your mind's eye, that would have been fun to give a stab at that one, just seeing how they played it?
Actually, not a character that I would like to give a stab at, but just a character that I really liked, and an actress I really liked is Jenny Slate.
Oh, yeah.
Because I worked with her a lot on this. She plays the lead scientist at the Life Foundation, you know, that my character founded. And obviously, she's mainly known as a comedian to many people, and she's absolutely hilarious and had us in stitches on set between takes, just cracking jokes. But I think people will be really taken with her performance in this. It's a very sympathetic, soulful, grounded performance.
Yeah.
And I'm just a big fan of Jenny's in general. So
Nice.
I wouldn't dream of playing the role that she played, but I'm really glad that she played that role.
Fair enough. And for you, you were alluding to the fact, like hopefully we get to see more of this character in other films. Do you spend much time kind of positing what the second Venom film is? Do you guys have like a treatment or an idea of what that would even look like?
Yeah, we've definitely laid some groundwork in this film for the potential for a next film that I think myself and fans will be really excited about.
Okay, some more familiar territory perhaps to mine?
Perhaps.
Okay.
Not for me to say, but yeah, there's a lot of groundwork laid
Yeah.
for this movie to go in a real exciting direction and to meet a bunch of people that I think fans will be excited to see.
One last thing, I just remembered another thing you probably can't talk about. I'm going to say the word carnage.
Like I
Do you have a
said,
response to
there's
that word,
a
that
lot of
character?
exciting things.
Okay.
A lot of groundwork laid, and
Is that a character you like from the comics?
yeah, I mean, I think everybody who loves Venom loves Carnage just because they're the two greatest adversaries within that universe. I mean, outside of Spider-Man. So yeah, for sure, it'll be exciting to see where this all leads.
Okay. And last thing, congratulations on Zombieland 2, finally getting close to the finish line, at least in production.
the starting line, but yeah.
Well, finish line of pre-production,
Yeah.
getting there. It took a while to get here.
Yeah, no, it's really exciting. We've been working on the script for a really long time.
Yeah.
And to get that cast together, which is some of my favorite actors to work with.
Some of them.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
there is a
Not all
great
of them.
part for a certain somebody.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it would be a dream to get to work with Riz again. But yeah, no, I'm really proud of the fact that I've worked with those actors on more than once, and it'll be really exciting to get us all back together again. I think for all of us, the reason we're doing it is because we have such a fond. It was such a great experience universally.
Yeah.
And I think to reunite and go back to Zombieland is just incredibly exciting.
Is it the same? I mean, we know the actors are coming back. Is it like, is that the core ensemble? Like, is it? I mean, Emma's obviously in a much different place in her career.
Yeah, it's a
I
core
mean,
ensemble. It's a, it really, it doesn't quite pick off where it left off because there's been 10 years that have passed.
Right.
But it's about that core nuclear family and navigating that universe. And there's still zombies. There might be some other people that they come across who are not zombies. But yeah, we're all just thrilled to go back to that world.
How do we get Bill Murray back involved? Is that even?
Trust me. Yeah. If you have his number, please, we'd love to give him a call and see if he's still available.
Is there a part written for Bill Murray?
No comment.
Okay. I think I got something there. Congratulations on a big moment here at Comic-Con. I can't wait to see the footage, guys. Congratulations on getting close to the finish line on Venom. Everyone's really excited for it. And have a blast at Hall H.
Yeah.
Thank you very
Thank you so
much,
much.
man.
Thanks for being here, guys.